Yep. Okay. Well, welcome to Casa del Cudva. Here's the noise. Pardon us. Here's how to subtract. Let's say that you are starting with some holes, for instance 5, and let's say you are taking away a fraction, let's say 5/6. If you are taking away 5/6, you'll notice that there is no fraction to take it away from. So, you need to trade in some of your holes to get some fractions. If you were looking at it like a picture, imagine a whole candy bar, a whole candy bar, a whole candy bar, a whole candy bar, and one more, so you had a total of 5. If you wanted to eat 5/6 of those candy bars, first you need to trade in one of these candy bars to get some fractions. That way you can take away 5/6 from it. In numbers, what that looks like is take one of these to trade in. That leaves 4 left over. And since it's a whole that is getting traded in, you get a fraction of 6/6. What that looks like with a picture is I take one of my holes and I split it into 6 pieces. I want all 6 pieces, so this is the same thing as saying 6/6. And then these stay a 4, and it still adds up to 5 altogether. Alright, now that you've got that, you can take away your 5/6. 4, you're not taking away any whole numbers, so the 4 stays a 4. The 6/6, you're taking away 5/6. You have 1/6 left. That's all there is to it. Now, slightly more complicated is if you had some holes, so let's say you had 7, and you had to take away 2 fractions. Let's pretend you had to take away 7/10, and then you had to take away 8/10. Now, just like before, I can show this with a picture. I have, this time I'll do circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes. I need to take away some pieces. Oh, I almost forgot. Up here, I never actually showed you taking them away. Let's take away 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you'll notice I've got 4 holes left, plus 1/6 left. That's why it's 4 1/6. Here, I'm going to need to get some tenths so that I can take these tenths away. I've got 7 holes. I need to trade some in. The first thing you have to ask yourself is, if I trade in one of these, will I have enough to take away both? Well, if I take away 1, I'll have 6 left over, and I'll get 10/10 for the one I traded in. See if that'll focus better. There we go. What that looks like over here is I'll take one of my holes, trade it in for, not the best tenths in the world, but 10/10. I'll shade them all in. The problem is, if I have only 10/10, I need to take away 7, and I need to take away 8. That's a total of 15/10 that I need to take away. 10/10 is not enough for that. So now, I'm going to need to trade in another one. That leaves me 5 holes left, and it'll give me 20/10. How did I figure that out? Because if I trade in another one of these, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I've got 10/10 here, I've got 10/10 here, that gives me 20/10, plus my 5 holes that I had before. 5 holes and 20/10. It's still equal to 7 holes altogether, but I've traded some of them in and gotten a fraction. Now that I'm done, I can take away the 7/10. and the 8/10. I usually do this in my head, but you can certainly do it in 2 steps if you wanted to. First, I'd start off 5, not taking away any holes, not taking away any holes, will leave me with 5 holes. Nothing changes. 20/10, take away 7. 20 take away 7 is 13/10. After that, 13/10, take away 8/10, and I will have 5/10 left. If you wanted to do it in 2 steps, you could just write it down. Now that I've got my 5 and 5/10, all I want to do is simplify it. Notice the top is getting divided by 5 and the bottom is getting divided by 5. I'm dividing by a 1. 5 over 5 is the same thing as a 1, so 5 divided by 1 stays a 5. However, the numerator, 5 divided by 5, is a 1. The denominator, 10 divided by 5, is a 2. My final answer is 5.5. What that looks like in the picture? Well, I will get rid of 7/10. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That leaves me with 13/10, just like I said before. Now, I'm going to get rid of 8/10. I'll get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice what that leaves me with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 holes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5/10. That 5/10, hopefully you can see, is half of the circle, so it simplifies down to 1/2. And that's all you got to do. Hopefully that helps you out. You can rewind and rewatch if there's any parts that are confusing to you. Post a comment if you really want to, and I'll try and answer it. Thanks.